All right, in this video, we're going to talk about how to write equations for transformations of various parent functions. Let's go ahead and get started. So look at number one. First, I would identify what type of function this is. So this is a quadratic. And we know that the parent function for any quadratic is y equals x squared. And it's that function is raised to the second power, which makes it a quadratic. And we know that every quadratic starts at the point 0, 0. And we can see here that it's been transformed by shifting left 4 and then down 5. So we know we're going left 4, down 5. It's still opening up, so we know there's no vertical reflection. The only thing I need to check for is if there's a vertical stretch or a vertical compression. So since my new home base point is at left 4, down 5, I need to see what my next known point is. And if it's 1 by 1, because 1 squared is 1, we know that there was no stretching or compression. So our equation here would be y equals x plus 4 for shifting left 4, square it to make it a quadratic, and then down 5. Let's go to number 2. We have a cubic function, which is y equals x to the third. And again, it's to the third power, which makes it the cubic. Again, home base would be 0, 0, but we can see here it's been shifted right 3, up 4. No vertical reflection, it's going in the correct direction, and our next known point is going right 1, up 1, since 1 cubed is 1. So our equation would be y equals x minus 3 cubed plus 4. Number 3, we have an absolute value. Remember, absolute value is the vertical bars, so we have y equals absolute value of x. All right, and at 0, 0, we can see we've been shifted again left 5, up 2. It's opening in the correct way, so it's not reflected, and it's still 1 by 1 since the absolute value of 1 is 1. So we have y equals absolute value of x plus 5. That shifts left 5, and then up 2. Number 4, we have a square root function. We can see here that it's been shifted right 2, down 4, and it's opening the correct way, and it's still 1 by 1 since the square root of 1 is 1. So we have y equals the square root of x minus 2. Down 4 would be minus 4 outside the function. Number 5, we have another quadratic. So y equals x squared. This one we can see has been reflected, and it's been shifted left 4 units, up 3 units, and it's still 1 by 1 since 1 squared is 1. So we have y equals, can't forget the negative for the vertical reflection, parenthesis x plus 4 to shift left 4, squared to make it a quadratic, and then up 3 would be plus 3. Number 6, we have another cubic function. So y equals x to the third. This one we can see has been shifted right 5, up 2, still 1 by 1, but notice that it's been vertically reflected. So we got to have y equals a negative, put parentheses x minus 5 for the shift right 5, make it a cubic, and then up 2. All right, on to the back side. Number 7, we have another quadratic. So y equals x squared. We can see here the graph's been shifted to the left 4, down 2. It's not been vertically reflected since it's opening up the correct way. And then to get from our home base to our next known point, notice we have to go right 1, up 2. So instead of it being 1 by 1, since 1 squared is 1, it's now been transformed to 1 by 2. So we have a vertical stretch of 2. So we got y equals, we'll put our vertical stretch of 2, parenthesis, x plus 4 to shift left 4, square it to make it a quadratic, and then minus 2 to go down 2. Number 8, absolute value. Again, notice that we are shifting right 1, up 3. It's vertically reflected since the absolute value is opening downwards. And then to get from our base point to our next known point, it's not 1 by 1, it is 1 by 2 again. So absolute value of 1 is 1. We can see here it's 1 by 2. So we have y equals a negative for the vertical reflection, absolute value of x minus 1 for shifting right 1, and then up 3 would be plus 3. And then let's not forget that vertical reflection, so we need that 2 out in front. So it's y equals negative 2, absolute value of x minus 1 plus 3. Number 9, another square root function. Y equals the square root of x. So this one's been just shifted down 2. It's been vertically reflected since it's not open in the correct way. And then to get from our first point to our next point, it is 1 by 1 since the square root of 1 is 1. So we have y equals negative square root of x and then minus 2. Number 10 is our greatest integer function or step function. And that's y equals, and then we use the double brackets. So notice each step of a greatest integer for the parent function has a length of 1. This has been stretched to a length of 2. So we have a horizontal stretch of 2. And to get to my next step, it's still up 1. So instead of it being 1 by 1, we can see it's 2 by 1. So we have y equals double brackets. Now, because the double brackets and we're manipulating the inside for a horizontal stretch, typically you would think it's a 2, but it's the opposite. It's 1/2 x. All right, so it's always opposite for the inside of a horizontal. So we have y equals the greatest integer of 1/2 x.